Hey there, everybody. You're listening to AdmiralNewkirk here. Please ignore the fact that I'm in windowed mode. This is just so that we can get a guest cast from our pal Anacreon, who will be joining us now over Skype. Say hi, Anacreon. Say hi, Anacreon.
Hello.
So this is going to be a test of my casting abilities, as the scroll in windowed mode, in case you didn't know, is absolutely awful.
Are we recording?
Yes, we are recording.
Okay, excuse me for this then. There we go.
Excellent. So I have heard a lot from a lot of people that this game is amazing. It's Happy versus Socke, and we're just going to be fast forwarding until it gets interesting. Now, Happy is the yellow Terran player. Happy is not a pro. Happy just does this for fun. Happy's, I think, an engineer. All right, he's like 20-something. He's from England.
Does he build turrets?
He's from somewhere in Europe. What?
Does he build turrets? Because he's an engineer.
Oh, he does actually, I believe.
TF2 joke.
Anyway, so Happy's not a pro, and Socke is. Socke went to the finals of DreamHack. Happy is Happy. Happy's a little yellow Terran going up against a guy who went to the finals in DreamHack. However, Happy does have one...
I can just imagine him doing it with a smile on his face. Though.
Yeah, imagine a yellow Happy face, right? Against Satan. I mean, that's the equivalency of the way it usually is of pros versus amateurs. Socke is Satan, with all of his hellfire, swarms of demons, and
so this is like
the universe. Versus the yellow Happy face. So this is like a
Devil Went Down to Georgia situation here, then?
Except that Happy has one advantage, and that is he rocks a 94% win percentage. Just in general. Alright, Happy, the way I would describe his play would be silky. I mean, it is absolutely silky smooth. The guy, not sort of MC style and I'm sorry again for the weird scrolling, not MC style in I know exactly what I do in all situations and I just mechanically do it. It's more Happy intrinsically understands the way the game should be played. And he always opens the same way, Cloaked Banshee, and he does it really, really, really well. If you just watch Happy play, he does a lot of stuff awesomely. And we're going to slow down now, because stuff gets interesting.
Socke have any idea that Happy opens the same way every time? Or?
No, because the thing is, Happy's not a pro gamer, and Happy just recently rose to prominence thanks to a Day 9 cast. So Happy's not a pro, so most people don't know him. And this is just a ladder game, or it might be a custom, just considering that Happy's yellow and Socke is cyan. If we actually want to look at the way Socke opened, Socke may know that Happy opens Cloaked Banshee, because he is chrono boosting out his observer. Socke has 2 gates, and he actually expanded and got Robo way before Warp Gate. So you'll notice that Happy is way behind in his expansion timing, but that's okay, because he's Happy. He just gets it. You'll notice I am big on this idea of, if you get an engineering bay, even if you're not going bio, get upgrades, that kind of thing, of extending something's use. Happy's awesome at that. He opens Cloak Banshee, and then he uses that to get really fast air attack, or he uses that to get really fast reactored starport, so that way he can get out really strong, really strong air. And you'll notice he uses...
Yeah, that cloak isn't cool. Oh, it makes it out, though, does it? Yes.
Happy's very good. You'll never see him with his Banshees far away from a cliff. This little area is really fun for, a drop or something, even though they can see it from both sides. It's hard for, if a guy's going Zerglings, for it to beat. And Happy is never too far away from a cliff, and he always pulls his Banshees back just in times and brings them back home, and then he repairs. It's just he understands the way the game should be played, and he understands exactly when he should take something back. In the meantime, Happy's building a Raven, another calling card of Happy, and do this, guys. If you open with any sort of air tech, which is not a bad decision to make, get a Raven versus Protoss, because it lets you kill observers, which Protoss don't really have that many other ways to scout. Zerg can sack an Overlord, and Overlords are kind of hardy, and Terrans can scan. And observers without detection are super amazing, because it's free cloaked, or it's really cheap cloaked detection. But without them, Protoss are really a weak scouting race. And
wait, do they have any other detectors?
They have cannons.
Out here.
Everyone just has cannons. Or everyone just has one mobile detector. So let's go to the units tab. Happy is behind 18 in probes, and we're gonna see that's not much of a that doesn't really matter because he's Happy. So he's going to be moving in here and just really being extremely careful with these Banshees, and he's extended the use of this starport considerably. He's not just going to immediately put a reactor down and produce stuff too quickly, because he doesn't need to. We're going to see him put probably a barracks down on this, and then eventually he'll get a reactor. So he just extends the use of his structures. Now, Happy getting double engineering base. You know how I feel about that. And actually, Maxime and I had a practice game earlier where he went mass production structures, and I went mass upgrades, and I won. I could only barely hold for a little while, but then as my upgrades began to pile on, I won.
Something I'm noticing here is that TN or Socke is way above Happy in probe count.
Yep, and in supply.
Huh.
And in upgrades, because Socke can chrono boost, and Socke is getting +2/+2.
Right.
Well, Happy hasn't even started +1/+1. Let's look at production structures. Socke has 4 warp gates and a robotics facility. And again, I'm sorry I have to use the arrow keys. Meanwhile, Happy has 4 barracks, 1 with the reactor, 3 with tech lab, and a starport. So right now, oh, and he has his Ghost Academy. So right now, Socke should be way ahead. And it feels like he is, but Happy never seems to really care that much. He just kind of plays, and he's good at it.
He's just so happy about it.
So yeah, Happy is down 32 supply and 14 workers. And he still doesn't feel that far behind. Socke does have his 3rd base up a little bit quicker.
Yep, he had his first base up, or his 2nd base up a little bit quicker too.
Yes, so Socke's been macroing ahead this whole game. Happy doesn't like to get concussive shell. Concussive shell loses its usefulness the later the game goes. Concussive shell is amazing early on because it lets you out micro zealots, and it lets you deal really easily with like early pressure because they can't retreat, and it lets you pressure yourself. But as the game goes on, concussive shell becomes less and less necessary, and so Happy doesn't actually get it. He does like to go double upgrades, and instead of going for a lot of Marauder concussive, he prefers to go Ghost. And so again, Happy just has 5 production structures, and he has these are the same Banshees from the beginning of the game, and he's just using them still. He still has, let's check the units. He still has 1 of them alive, and he's going to be pulling back now. And this one has 17 kills. And that was a great blink, and it did get the Banshee. But he extended that Banshee so far. This tech lab is again being used, and now he's getting the concussive shell a little bit later, just because he wasn't floating any gas, and he wanted to use it to pump out more medevacs. He's not getting the reactor starport, so he seems very comfortable even when playing from behind. He's not getting his +2/+2. Meanwhile, Socke is doing his normal Socke stuff. He's proto boosting out Colossi. He's getting +2/+2. It's actually getting +3/+2. Wow, he is upgrading like a boss. So Tom, have you noticed anything interesting about the game?
Happy still doesn't have that many attacking you. Well, I guess that's not entirely true. He does have Marauders, but
yeah, this isn't that much.
There's been a lot of combat either. And even though Happy went Banshees early on, I didn't see a whole ton of harassing.
1 Banshee did get 17 kills, and he did.
Okay, I missed that.
Generally, what he does is he doesn't use them to he doesn't sacrifice a Banshee ever. He just uses it every 2 or 3 minutes to come in and deal with, or to come in, apply pressure. Ooh, Dark Shrine coming up for Socke. And Happy shouldn't be able to hold. Look at this. This is +2/+1 versus +1/+1. He has Colossi, or a Colossus. He doesn't have Vikings. And the army size are completely in Socke's favor, because he's only up 16 in probes, and so that is still not even close to Happy. Alright, Happy is now catching up slightly. He hasn't extended the use of this, and he hasn't yet gotten Ghost Cloak, but he has gotten the Ghost Energy upgrade. And we do see some nice observer spread there by Socke. Socke just keeping his zealot up there, and Socke's already on 4 base. Happy has not even started his 4th, but he has gotten a reactored starport, and he's using it to produce Vikings. And so you'll notice this is at minute 16, and Happy is barely floating anything, which is weird. Like, that doesn't really happen. Where's his factory? Does he still have his factory? What did he do with it? Did he scout it? Was it did he scout with his factory? No, there it is. So, and he seems to be selecting it, so I don't actually know what that's for. I'd like to put, like, a reactor there and dump my extra minerals, but, I mean, he's happy. He has a 94% win rate. He's pretty good. This Raven, they're so useful with point defense drone, because if somebody goes stalkers, then point defense drone just kind of nullifies them. And that's why I sometimes will do PDD rushes, just because it's fun. And Happy getting his second starport. Meanwhile, back in Protoss' base, he has 1,000,000 billion warp gains.
I guess Happy does have quite a few attacking units. It's just
he has way less than Socke.
Yeah, it sucks putting out those Dark Templar, and Zealot's always a
Dark Templar Zealot is kind of cool just because they make the same noises.
Huh. And then you're like, oh yeah, I'm just fighting Zealots, right? Whoops, nope, everything's dying faster than it should be.
But you'll notice Happy has this nice Raven, and this is an excellent split of his units.
Oh yeah, Ravens are detectors. Herder.
And he actually saved that Marine, wow. And so the army size is 24 in the Protoss' favor, and only 12 of that is Pro.